You want to learn Mandarin, or maybe you have already started. You can say 你好,谢谢. Then what? Seriously, then what? Someone replies in one simple sentence, and your mind goes completely blank. You understand them, but you have absolutely no idea how to reply. You started learning Mandarin with hope. Maybe you are a completely beginner, or maybe you have been studying for months. You bought textbooks, you download the apps, you even found a teacher. And you have a real reason. You need Mandarin for work, for business deals, to speak with your partner's family or your own. Maybe you are being posted to China, or you want to travel without relying on translators. Perhaps you want to connect with Chinese friends properly, or you love Chinese films and culture and want to understand them directly. But something went wrong. You learned a few words, but you don't know how to put them together. You practice, you forget. You understand when you listen, but you can't form the sentence yourself. Then someone speaks to you in Mandarin, silence. Your mind crashes. You know the words, you have studied them, but nothing comes out. And suddenly you feel small. You are smart, you are capable, you are good at your job, you're learning things quickly. So why can't you do this? You second guess every tone, every word, every sentence structure. You are afraid of sounding stupid, or being judged, or wasting someone's time. Week passes, you see no progress, your motivation dies. I used to think this was just anxiety. I taught Mandarin the traditional way for years, textbook first, grammar tables, structured lessons. I believed adults need strong foundation before they could speak. But I want something different for my students. I don't want them to pass the tests. I want them to speak quickly, naturally, confidently. So I researched, I tested, I watched my students carefully. And I discovered something that changes everything. Children learn by being surrounded by the language all day, every day. They absorb slowly over years. But you are an adult, you don't have years, you don't have all day. You can't learn full-time like students in the language school. That's their job, but you already have a job. Linear teaching works if you have time. If you are in a classroom every day, if learning is your only focus. But your reality is different. You need something fast, practical, efficient. And here's what no one told you. Adults don't learn in straight lines. They loop. Learn a little, use it, get feedback, loop again. Not memorizing 100 words, then try to speak. But learn 3 words, speak them today, refine tomorrow. That was the breakthrough. So I built a loop system. Small cycles, media use, real situations. Learn something small, use it right away. Get feedback, loop again. No mountains of a vocabulary, no grammar paralysis. Just learn, speak, improve, repeat. But I was still worried. What about pronunciation? What about tones? What if students freeze because they're terrified of making mistakes? So I tested with my students. And I noticed something. All their fears come down to 2 things. I'm afraid people wouldn't understand me. I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to say it. So the loop system focuses on this. Teach you the simplest way to express what you want to say. That removes the fear of being wrong. And here's the truth about real conversation. There's context. Even if your pronunciation isn't perfect, as long as it's not wildly off, people understand you. The goal isn't perfection first. The goal is communication first, refinement later. And when my students realized this, everything changes. In 5 days, they were having 30 seconds conversations, and in 8 weeks, they were speaking for 10 minutes without freezing. They stopped apologizing, they stopped translating in their heads. They saw themselves improve every single day. And suddenly they can picture their future, speaking with Chinese colleagues without fear, ordering food in Beijing without hesitation, calling their partner's parents and actually having a conversation, watching a Chinese film and understanding the dialogue, not just the subtitles. Finally free, finally confidence. That's not a fantasy, that's what visible, looping progress does. Here's what I realized. You weren't falling because you are not smart enough. You weren't falling because Mandarin is too hard. You were falling because traditional method hide your progress behind tests and textbooks. The loop system makes the progress visible, measurable, real. You see yourself improve, you hear yourself speak. And if everything I've said feels familiar, and if you have been carrying these frustrations for months or even years, then your next stop doesn't have to be big. It just has to be real. You don't need to commit a huge cost. You don't need perfect tones. You don't need confidence first. You just need a small loop. One tiny circle of learning, speaking, improving to show yourself that you can actually do this. So I created a 5-day Mandarin speaking challenge. 5 days where I guide you through simple, doable tasks that get you speaking, truly speaking, a little more each day. Not flawlessly, not bravely, just honestly, just as you are. It's for people who freeze, people who overthink, people who understand more than they can say, people who are tired of feeling stuck, and just want one real breakthrough. And if you want to hear progress you can feel and finally see yourself becoming someone who can reply naturally, calmly, confidently, then this is where you begin. The link is in the description. Join the 5-day challenge and give yourself 5 days to discover what you are truly capable of. And if you'd prefer a gentle start or you want a quiet place to learn alongside others who are on the same journey, I also build a Mandarin community. Calm, supportive, and designed for learners who want to easy in slowly without pressure. It's not a replacement of the challenge, but for many people, it's the warm step before they are ready. You will find the link in the description too. Choose the step that feels right for you today. Just don't stay stuck where you are. Your next loop starts now. I will see you in next video. Bye.